Hey, all you Arizona lovers. This is the Finding Arizona podcast. I'm your host, Jose.
And I'm your producer, Brittany.
And here at Finding Arizona podcast, we collect the local stories of all entrepreneurs and from around the valley. So join us at findingarizonapodcast.com, where you can hear every episode and see it as well at
YouTube. Like, subscribe, and comment below who you want to see next on our show. And when you're ready to start your podcast, you found the right spot. Found House, your next podcast production company.
Now, let's get back to the show. Score big with SeatGeek. Whether it's concerts, sports, or live events, SeatGeek has you covered. Use code FindingArizona to get a fantastic $20 discount on your SeatGeek tickets. Catch your favorite live events hassle-free with extra savings. Visit SeatGeek.com and make every experience unforgettable. Welcome back, everybody, to the Finding Arizona podcast. I'm your host, Jose, and as always, we're bringing fantastic guests every week. Today's no different. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on the shirt, AI Daddy is in the house, and I'd love to introduce Lucas here. Lucas, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. One of the things that I always ask everyone who comes in through our door is give us a little bit of your origin story. AI wasn't a thing when we were kids.
Yeah.
So I would love to just hear, childhood up to about when you started the business. If that could.
No, absolutely. Childhood, man, we're going back.
Yeah, we're going back. And if you can be as detailed or as broad as you want to be, I just love, because again, it's like, I wasn't a thing when we were kids.
So with the emphasis of AI, I'll go back in the sense of, even as a kid, my favorite genre of books, media, entertainment was like sci-fi.
Okay.
And I always loved the idea of being the cutting edge.
Yeah.
AI has been around for decades. It's just that throughout all that time, AI was only really accessible to Pequot University labs, Fortune 500 companies.
Got it.
It's not until, ChatGPT came out back, 2022, roughly.
Yeah.
So I got into AI. I switched from my last tech company. I had kind of realized that it was obsolete when a friend gave me early beta access to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And that night, I couldn't sleep. I stayed up just thinking about the fact that the world was about to change. Mm-hmm. And that next day, I went to my team in my old little tech startup, and I told them we're pivoting. Where we're going all in on AI, it's finally here. Yeah. We were like a few months early before that release, but when I jumped and committed full on to the AI space, there was about 78 AI tools that were B2C, meaning like commercially available to normal people like you and me.
Okay.
Our company's internal database has over 40,000 AI tools.
Wow.
But that's not the crazy part.
Yeah.
The crazy part is that if we were really to add it up, there's been over 100,000 AI tools, AI companies been put into that database. However, every month, just as like hundreds of AI startups get launched and started,
mm-hmm.
hundreds of them shut down because a Fortune 500 company, a big player in the space, releases their AI tool, their feature. And why would I ever go use this no-name third party when the tool that I already know and love for marketing, for project management, for whatever it might be, integrated the AI features I needed?
Yes.
And so this whole point of me pivoting to AI, I was just saying yes to every opportunity, and I was trying to learn as fast as possible. And how do we learn? It's not just by reading and studying, it's by doing.
Yeah.
And to take it a step further, after you do something, you talk about it. You teach it.
Yeah.
And so I got really lucky that I went early in the market before everyone and their mother was an AI expert.
It's funny. It's like you truly can't like. It is like who wrote, like who was there writing the Bible sort of thing. Well, yeah, it's like the story, like who was there first.
Yeah.
And it's incredible to like see some of the names and people who like got access to that beta test and stuff like that. So it's incredible, your opportunity there.
It wasn't that I was one of the first people. The engineers, the developers, the programmers, the really smart people who actually developed AI technology, been around, again, for decades, and experts have been established for a long time. It was the people who could translate all that technical, very complex technology and language into business applications.
Yes.
That's who didn't necessarily really exist when I jumped in on the space. And I got really lucky because I was studying all this complicated technical stuff.
Yeah.
And I was simplifying it and going, how does this work in a business context? How are we all going to use these tools? That I blew up. And I think after the first month, I got 30,000 followers at Skr. The second month, I was at like 50,000 and it blew up to a couple hundred. And all that just led to a lot of opportunities in me saying yes to AI, yes to trying new tools, doing paid partnerships, working with investors, yes to eventually helping people integrate AI into their companies.
Sure.
And this whole time that I was seeing startups basically rise and fall, start and die.
Yeah.
Was trying to figure out where I was going to land in the AI landscape.
Yeah. Okay.
And I kind of had this aha moment of like, oh, I've been teaching this whole time. That's what feels right. Simplifying these concepts. And so rather than developing some AI chatbot that's really just a ChatGPT clone or using its API, fancy word for like its code.
Yeah.
I thought developing a company that helps other companies integrate AI into their marketing, into their sales and all that was what felt right for me. And so that's where I created AI Daddy and it was here.
It also is just, again, I would love to ask, like, what are your parents, like, what they do growing up? Because the level of, like, your joy or, like, gets appreciation for teaching the element, I don't know if it stems from something.
I've always had a love of learning. Not a very common upbringing, which was when my dad married my mother before having me and my siblings. He had already worked hard enough in his life to be retired. Got it. Not to say he was very old, but it just, he was smart with his money, smart with his work. And so growing up, I always had my mother and my father at home.
Yeah.
Which is extremely rare.
Extremely, yes.
And if I were to credit to the love of learning that you say, a lot of people in their childhood, they get an allowance because for whatever reason, doing the chores was right there. My dad the only way I could make money is if I chose to go work construction with him because he liked building houses, even though he was retired. Yeah, he was still built. You don't get to that level of success without an insane work ethic. And once you quote unquote retire, that work ethic doesn't go away.
Yeah, no, I bet guys like this because again, it's like this. We deal with a couple of ways of people coming in for their entrepreneurial journey, which is stumbling into it like me, where I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I had a feeling this is working out, or seasoned professionals, semi-professionals, where it was like I saw what was in the market, I felt like I could do it better, I chose to do it, or like family, like the passed down generational, like the family trade and stuff like that. And then one of the ones that I love and that I just found out was just like second journeys, like after retirement, where like you said, you'd say worth that ethic that you build through those years doesn't go away after you say goodbye to one business. There's an itch, and some guys do it certain ways, like starting another business or figuring out some way to like something that feeds and fuels that wanting for success. So I just, again, the second journey after retirement, where it's like I'm still working or doing something that feeds me. It's like it's a storyline that I was like, oh, yeah, I had new appreciation for that. Like
Small Americana. I'll go down a quick little run tangent because in college I worked on developing like a tech company for elderly people, and I learned a very interesting fact, a scary fact. On average, people who retire and they retire into nothing.
yes,
Not to say that they're broke or anything, but they retire without a plan to volunteer, give back, and try whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Their life expectancy is like 5 years after retirement because they have no purpose.
Yeah.
They have no meaning. So that kind of revelation made me realize, oh, I can't live my life working thinking I want to retire. I need to build a life that I want to retire from. But to tie it all back to, you asked what were my parents doing and what inspired the love of learning, and I mentioned I didn't have chores to like make money.
Yeah.
I either had to do manual labor with my dad at these construction sites that he was managing, or I'd get $1 if I read a 100-page book or did like a 100-piece puzzle. And so I very quickly learned I'd rather work with my mind than my body. And so that was what spiraled the love of learning that I think led to.
I mean, he's red pill, blue pill. And you want to go to this path, or you want to go to this path. It's like either way, I'm gonna make you successful, son, man. It's like, but you got to choose it in.
I'm very fun.
That's awesome. I go back and I ask this question because to me, the way I learned and understood storytelling, especially when it's a journey for someone like yourself or any entrepreneur, is that there are roots to the tree. And so I'd always like to at least examine that from the standpoint of your history before you even had the business.
Yeah.
And so that's always intriguing to me because it just shows, again, foundationally where you come from, what the stock is down below when you're like looking at the roots. Where's fundamentally, the things that you grew up with, you extend into your childhood and then into adulthood and then to where you are as a business owner.
That's a beautiful metaphor.
Thank you. Moving forward, I mean, man, you had two like real aha moments where it's like the induction into AI and then also the absolute, when you said yes and then told the company, I was like, we're all or nothing,
Jumping ship.
And it's incredible, too, because I look at your profile and I find it so, like, to me, I need digest, like, the way that you interpret terms, terminologies, understanding of the big picture of how AI works and can benefit for the business owner makes me feel comfortable. Like, hey, he's just trying to tell it. Like, he's trying to give you an opportunity to grow and, like, give you success. It's like, I don't know. To me, it's a home run sort of thing. Like, you're the way that you are divulging all of this stuff on social media, but also at the same time saying, "Hey, we get it. It's daunting. Sometimes you don't know where to start. Let me help you. Let me guide you. Let me be the finger pointer of the mat to like navigate."
Probably because I had to sift through so much industry jargon technical terms so much, a very complicated language.
Yeah.
That I grew very irritated and frustrated with it. That I realized, there's terms like, okay, generative AF, and there's AI agents, and there's agentic AI, and LLMs and GPTs. Half of that language is what like the developers, the very technical experts use, and so it's not applicable it doesn't really matter in a business context.
Yes.
And the other half of that language is marketing tactics. Like agentic AI is a term that Salesforce is trying to shove down everyone's throat.
Yeah.
Because they want you to think that their AI is special and different and better than all the other ones. It's the same way that like OpenAI, ChatGPT, they call their AI agents GPTs.
Yes.
Like they create their special marketing language to sell their special, unique thing that doesn't exist anywhere else. For anyone listening, an AI, can I just simplify AI for people for a second?
Sure.
Which is when you're looking at integrating AI into your business or your personal life, I like to say there's very basic levels. There's AI tools with, ChatGPT. It's the gateway drug for everyone.
No, I trust. I don't know. I'm on that drug. It's a kicking.
And so an AI tool like ChatGPT or Perplexity is something for research.
Yeah.
There's many examples. But ultimately, it automates a task, right? You've automated generating ideas with ChatGPT. You've automated taking notes with an AI note taker. You've automated researching, but it's one specific task. And it takes a lot of work to learn and master new tools.
Yeah.
So you kind of say, as much time as you're saving, you're also kind of spending.
Yeah, well, it's
adept
because you're allowing for like so much broadness.
Yes.
Like it's like teaching a toddler to like walk or read or something like that. You got to give him the components.
It's exhausting to always be learning new tools.
Yes,
but that's where most people and companies get stuck in the AI kind of tool rat race. But that's level one of putting AI into a business or into your work.
Yeah.
Right. Then you have level two, which I would say is AI agents. And this is a fancy way of saying you've trained an AI tool to use your brand voice, your brand kit or brand, like you've trained it on how you communicate it. I know so many people that they'll try ChatGPT and they'll say, oh, I had it write a blog or I had it do XYZ. It was generic. It was bad. People who are experts in it know it's because they didn't do good prompt engineering. And prompt engineering is just a fancy way of saying they didn't give it enough context, like in a good conversation. They didn't give it the backstory, the examples, the details, and so on. The way you bypass needing to be good at prompt engineering is you just train an AI tool on writing viral hooks or content, or on doing the project management, like on very specific tasks.
Yeah.
So it does so I can literally say, do the thing. And that is a horrible prompt, but it will do the thing exactly how I want it because I've trained it. So you go from AI tool to AI agent. And then really where the money's made or saved, the big ROI, is an AI automation.
Okay.
And if I could kind of simplify this level, it is you are connecting your AI tools and your AI agents to your tech stack, to all your other pieces of technology. And I use the example of like writing a blog post. If I have ChatGPT write me a blog post, I still need to kind of go in and edit it, and I still need to post it and do all these things.
Yeah.
With the AI agent, I wouldn't necessarily need to edit it. as much because it's trained on how I like to write for books.
It's like got your dictionary.
Yeah, it's got your. And with the AI automation, I can have that blog post that's now trained and written in my style.
Yeah.
I can have that automatically uploaded to the website.
My brains go ahead, like, and
Yeah.
it's like, because I'm always like on the lookout for cool stuff for like, and now it's like, how do I orient this to my podcast? I'm like, but so continue.
So you automatically would upload it to the website as soon as it's written, and it all happens with like the click of a button. But you can take it even further, where you have multiple social media channels. You upload to LinkedIn or YouTube or whatever, and it can, if you had the first blog post written, that long form piece of content written really well, you can have the AI automatically, and these AI automations cut it all into short form content and automatically put it everywhere. And I'm not saying you should automate every part and you should eliminate people from work processes. Contrary, you should always keep humans in the loop. Yes, people supervising these, as my phone talks to me.
You're slowly automating. You're talking automated. Yeah, like as soon as I say the word, they freak out. I'm sorry. Like,
but there's the AI tool, the AI agents, which is just training AI tools on specific tasks, so they do great work, and then the AI automation, so that rather than automating a task, you've automated an entire workflow or an entire process. And I'm going to get a little extra, but there's actually a fourth level that very few companies have even got to or aware of, which is AI systems.
Okay.
This one's hard to explain, but in essence, now that you have AI, all these AI connected to all your technology and all your things, there's incredible levels of data that moves all over that. Like, I think it was spider web or an interconnected web network, whatever. And AI has access to all that, not just the automation of performing a task. And at the AI system level, you essentially can have AI telling you the reports, the metrics. Like, you can have conversations with your business.
Yes.
Which is hard. It's the rabbit.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I look at it at the sense of like, here's my life and analogy. It's like, I look at that, the systems portion of it, as like the butterfly flaps its wings and then the hurricane. Well, the systems portion is, it's looking at where it's leaving off.
Yeah.
It's looking at how fast the wings of the butterfly. It's like calculating to show you what that ultimate hurricane's going to look like. No, you're fine. Okay. But those ultimately, it gives you a sense of like, this is the end result almost. And I that's how my brain conceptually looks at the word or looks at the whole system ultimately. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, there are opportunities, and like, but it's also very scary because like, when people scare most is the singularity and like this sort of like no humans necessary sort of thing. So it is, as you get up the ladder, it gets a little bit scarier.
I will say people shouldn't be thinking about that level 4. They should be thinking about how do they graduate from just tools overwhelming, and that turns into countless subscriptions. And like, can we all afford, every employee, everyone having that, to moving to just training and building those AI agents and then the AI automations? Because that's how you go from, that's how you actually achieve the ideal of AI, which is less work.
Yes.
And again, I want to drive this home because like at our company, at AI Daddy, like we don't work with people who want to replace people with AI.
So yeah,
I think that is short-term thinking. I think it's a loser's mentality.
Sure.
Because if you, I could use like a metaphor, an example, like if you automate a business or a process that makes you $1 million, for a lot of us, hell yeah, like that, that's a dream come true.
Yeah.
But if you automate a process that makes $1 million and you get rid of all the people, you're stuck there.
Got it.
But if you automate that process that makes $1 million and you keep all your people and you free up their time, and these are the people who know your culture, that know the bottlenecks, the pain points, the issues in the company. They're the experts in that process.
Yeah. And you freed up their time. They can work on building the $5-10 million business.
So why would you choose short term over like the long term getting a profit?
Something that you brought up too, where in your social media post that was like, just because you have the tool, does it mean that your employees like are trained on it, or is like that you're giving them the education, but ultimately it's to help everyone and including them. Ultimately, yes, your job changes a little bit, but it's a tool.
So I guess I'll. Oh, you have a question, or should I touch on?
No, yeah, go expand because I was like, I was like trying to. I loved it. I loved it conceptually. I was just again interpreting, like wanting more a little bit, and it would cut off. And so I was like,
so this is what I geek out on every day.
Yeah.
The number one challenge companies face with AI adoption isn't tech related, isn't data related. 70% of the AI challenges are related to people and processes. Got it. And if we were to like double click or zoom in on that, say like, so 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
Like which one of those two has the bigger impact? It's people. And it makes absolute sense because when I go into a company, there's always someone who goes, I don't trust AI. I don't want it taking my job. It's going to take over the world. It's the Terminator.
Yeah.
It's a scary robot that like, it's a threat. And so if you're trying to further the way you're adopting AI into a business, and you're not putting people first, what you have as a result, when leadership just says, hey, like adopt AI and do this, you'll have a lot of people just fighting it, not doing it. And like months will go by, no AI initiatives or projects or things really like nothing moves the needle.
Yeah.
It's because people subconsciously, since there wasn't conversations about this, are thinking, if I do this, I might get fired. Like, I might automate myself out of a job.
Yeah.
And it's a really real concern.
Yeah.
So this is why I say, like, you need to start with people and you need to think about the culture, the organization that you're building and going, how to create that safe space, how to create the trust, how do I communicate?
Yeah.
I know this might not be, we're not talking so much AI, but trust me, if the biggest obstacle to AI adoption is people, well, you need to support people first. You need to put people first, because my team of like engineers and developers that like do the AI implementation, they're always freaking out and telling me, in 6 months, in a year, like we're gonna be automated out of the job, like all this stuff, and they don't understand the reality of like the boots on the ground. That like I've walked into $100 million companies and people are still doing their work with pencil and paper.
Oh, jeez.
Like I'm not like forget about like Excel. Like some companies, the whole company runs on Excel, right? But then you have very advanced tech companies that like they have all sorts of fancy tech subscriptions and stuff.
Yeah,
there's such a large spectrum or range of where people are at, and like. It's kind of how like you can, just because everyone uses a digital camera these days or their cell phone, doesn't mean that like digital cameras are still relevant.
Yeah.
And people who love film can still shoot and do, there's a place for everyone on this kind of tech journey,
because also even
history.
As we grow in like, I guess the idea of like helping individuals succeed in those I think you brought up like a task that they want to automate. Is the AI tool is going to be different for each one because they have a different language. They have a different mentality about like how that wants to look or process or anything like that. So uniquely suited for themselves. So it's like, I don't know. It's just like, again, I agree with you. It's like, it shouldn't be that scary. You should look at it as an opportunity to really make something cool that's uniquely faceted for your business.
Like 4 years ago, I went into 3 years. I had the CEO hire me to integrate like an AI note taker into their custom CRM.
Okay.
My team spent like close to 6 months developing this, because this was before all the tools that are available now. It's like we had to kind of build it from scratch.
Okay.
Spent 6 months developing it. We present it, give it to the team. And the team goes, we don't want to use it. We don't trust it. We don't want AI spying on us.
Gosh.
And so it took another like 4 or 5 months for the team to like start using the AI note taker to transcribe and record their meetings, and was used on all these things. But why was that such a big hurdle? It's because leadership was saying, hey, introduce this scary technology that might replace you, and they were just uneducated, didn't understand. Versus this happened last year, where I had a coaching company. We had like the coaches and the salespeople in the room, and we were looking at what the biggest issues, what we were going to tackle with AI. How was AI going to solve the biggest things? It paid me a lot of money to like, we identified that the number one problem in the business, it was the biggest bottleneck, was that the sales reps weren't showing off to like this handoff meeting with like the client and the coach to kind of make an introduction and facilitate all that.
Yeah.
And because they didn't show up to it, they lost clients or trust, and it just created a lot of friction.
Yeah.
It paid me a lot of money to go, oh, you don't need AI. Just make that meeting mandatory. Right?
I mean, it's like one of those things. Yeah, like we have this giant meeting. It could have been a text or email.
But let me tell you what happened next.
Yeah.
The salespeople go, we'll do it for a week, but we won't show up to that meeting because we make our money off commission, off of the selling, not off of these useless meetings that happen afterwards. That's not on us.
Yeah.
Then that sales team and the coaches turned to me and went, could AI automate this? Could AI get rid of this meeting? How the hell do we solve this? Then comes in an AI note taker. At this time, many tools were built, so it was very easy to just integrate a tool that was already existing, like Otter AI, Fireflies. You guys are listening and curious about AI note takers. Integrated it, and then we made an AI automation that took the call recording of the sales people, and once they signed and it said yes, it would analyze kind of their personality of that client and match them with a coach that fit with them, and it automatically sent like a follow-up meeting and all these things, effectively removing the need for that kickoff, end-off meeting. It took less than like a month. It took like 2 or 3 weeks to do all that because the team was getting a problem solved. They were leading AI. They felt supported by it. They didn't feel like AI was ever a risk.
Yeah.
And so the exact same project, technically the same, exact same technology.
Yeah.
But the one approach was, here's AI, use AI, do it, whatever, versus what are your problems? How do I support you?
Yeah.
How do I make your job and your life easier? Night and day.
That's incredible. That's an incredible story. Can I ask you, so in the 3 groupings, the the 3 AI tool, the system,
AI agent, and then AI automation.
AI Daddy touches all of them or just the 3? I mean, I assume the systems is
All of them. I appreciate you asking. So normally we come into a company will come to us, typically a CMO, someone in marketing or sales, customer success, or some operations person. But almost most of the time, we tend to work with marketing teams. That's where there's a lot of dollars to be made and saved in a company. Okay. But they'll come to us, and one of two things happen. They go, either we don't know what AI can do or how we should be using it.
yeah.
And we help them form an AI strategy. We help them uncover all the ways that AI can plug into the business by listening to the team, by kind of having this approach of problem solving, identifying bottlenecks and pain points. And so we'll build an AI strategy, identify those opportunities, and then go from there. Or the other option is a CMO or COO will come to us and say, we want this thing built, or we know these kind of handful of projects, we just can't do them, or we want help figuring out what the right tool is for our problem. And so we go in and just go straight to implementation and adopting. But typically, if you're not ready for the implementation, we start with strategy to get you ready.
Yeah, because it's like, what was it? The first one was like, I don't know where to start. I need structure. I guess I need a path, a roadmap.
Yeah.
And then the second one is like, we have a roadmap. We know exactly where the bottleneck is, or we know exactly what the question we need answered.
You just don't have the time or the capability to do it. So you bring us.
Exactly. So I love that. That's, again, another thing that you were like pretty adamant about being clear about your, like the way I interpreted from the videos that I saw. I was like, you're just someone who's, again, coming in to help really structure, show the roadmap. There is a roadmap of like how AI can fit into your company or your business. And there's also a way to ask a very specific task to be filled in, the way to ask it. And so that the outcome will come out to the way that your business and your branding will look good and succeed.
Oh, 100%. If I could kind of give another little framework for thinking about AI in a business, it's you have horizontal.
This is what I want.
Cases, yeah, cool. Horizontal AI use cases, and you have vertical AI use cases. Fancy words. What do they mean? Horizontal just means there's AI tools, AI opportunities, or projects that everyone in the company can benefit from or use. Meaning, doesn't matter what your job is, you can all use ChatGPT. You can all use like a Gemini or Copilot if you use Microsoft. You can all use like an AI chatbot. Everyone has meetings. And
but I didn't know.
And I kind of hinted, but yeah, like an AI note taker is night and day. It makes follow up so easy with all these things. An AI researcher, and sometimes if you use ChatGPT, whatever AI tool you use, there's a button to turn on deep research. But also, I like an AI tool called Perplexity. If you like research,
I've heard that.
So, a chatbot. You say a note taker, AI researcher. Doesn't matter what your job is, you can all use them. Those will naturally increase everyone's productivity. Mm-hmm. But just because I complete my to-do list faster doesn't mean my to-do list ever stops.
Yes, sir. Oh no, work never stops. Never stops.
We'll always find a way to be busy, and so
exactly,
absolutely, it's like the entry starting point, making sure you integrate those horizontal use cases. But in every business, the real revenue, the real impact, the money savings, it comes from the vertical AI use cases or projects or tools. And that's a fancy way of saying AI specifically for a department, a function, a team, a job. And those are the hard ones to uncover. And that's where it's hard for me to just give you a generic blanket. This is what everyone should do if they're in marketing.
Yeah. But there's also different career paths too, because you're
it's tailored to your business, right? Like a business that makes $1 million operates completely different depending on the industry, depending on so many factors. And then it can be the exact same industry, but if it's at 5 mil or 10 mil, like at different sizes, it can look completely different because as we scale, our processes change, everything changes. And so that's where if you've already gotten those horizontal AI use cases, which are like, a way to get everyone excited about AI.
Yeah.
The vertical AI use cases is how you're going to actually grow the business.
I look at it as like when you're like, I'm a DIY guy and it's like, it's my special hammer. Yeah. My special hammer is not my brother's special hammer. It's not my dad's special. It's my special hammer. Mm-hmm. It's how I get the job done for this like one specific thing, hammer. Like it's my special hammer. I can also have a special screwdriver, a special pliers and things like that. And they all work for my DIY projects that I'm working towards. So I like to interpret things that help my brain function that way. But yeah, you're the way that amount of fun. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I just, again, I'm like, I want to turn this camera off. I want to ask you how many times you've done this for a podcast, or if you've had the opportunity to like automate a podcast. But I'm very intrigued again to the mapping of like a whole business and what they do from A to B to C to D, and how you can interpret where AI can fit in. My real question ultimately is, do you keep the maps? Is there like a filing system that you keep per a client?
Okay, so for people who are listening and who don't have any clue what we're talking about when we're mentioning maps, there's one of the ways that we build AI strategies and AI roadmaps for companies is we do a one-day workshop. And in this one-day workshop, again, to me, the whole philosophy of integrating AI is we make life easy. It makes everything easy. So we refuse to help people with AI and make things complicated. So when people don't want to do the like slow month, like kind of coaching or whatever, and they just want to know exactly what all the best opportunities are in the business, we'll do a one-day workshop. No one has to prepare anything beforehand, but we need the team in the room.
Yes.
We need the people actually doing the work because we're going to look at how everything gets done.
Yeah.
And then we're going to look at all the pain points, all the bottlenecks. And the way I like to say it is, if you're getting punched in the face, you know exactly how many times you're getting punched. You're getting punched 5 times in the face. You know the pain points. You know the biggest issues that you're facing day in, day out at your job.
Yeah.
And so there's no one more credible than you at what needs to be tackled and fixed in the business.
Yes.
And so we'll do this one-day workshop where a thing that stops, remember, people is like the leading cause of AI challenges and all that. People's leading struggle of like any business, anything, when you really look at it, because every business problem at the end of the day is a communications problem, right? There's no clear process, checklist, guide. Like we don't know how to communicate or show up or do the thing. It wasn't communicated. Every communications problem, in my opinion, is a process problem.
Yes.
Because it's missing those frameworks for us to be able to do our jobs easier and more efficient. If we don't focus a team on how do we fix the process, and we start asking about problems, it becomes very easy for me to go, oh, Sarah or Ginny or whoever, like, they're a pain in life. That's the biggest problem in my organization. They don't do their work on time. That's not, that's how we get into bureaucracy. That's how we get into egos. But when you and me stand shoulder to shoulder, looking at how we do our work, and we're saying, it's not you causing the problem. It's not me causing the problem. It's the process that doesn't support us. Yeah. It's night and day.
Yeah.
And it's night and day. And it becomes super easy for, if you do the work day in, day out, it's pretty easy to map it. Like, people just don't have the framework. So we'll coach it for like an hour at the very beginning of the day. Then we'll map the business, the departments, the processes.
Yeah.
And then they just say where it hurts, where's the bottlenecks, where is it struggling? And then we'll all rank those problems to go, this is what needs to be solved, number one, because I know that's affecting like 500 grand. Like, if we fix it, 500 grand in the business is going to be captured because it's being wasted or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Like, real numbers from the people who are the most credible as your team. And they take in all their AI automation ideas and suggestions. And then the day's done. They feel heard. They feel supported. So much clarity.
Yeah.
Basically, 1-2 weeks after that, my team works overtime to deliver a roadmap of all those AI opportunities. I think that's me. And I need a 7-5. So my team will work overtime to deliver and create that AI roadmap. And we just present AI tools that solve those problems, or AI automations that are or AI agents that are worth building, or AI automations that will just completely automate those tasks that the team's saying they don't want and that will help grow the business.
Yeah.
The reason we look at the business process is because you want to, with AI, rather than just thinking, how do I become more productive? Mm-hmm. It's like a fancy term, but you want to think about reducing cycle times.
Got it. Okay.
And what that means is, if it takes you a month to go from getting paid to delivering your product or your service, then you're at a certain capacity, and your only option to grow is to hire more people.
Yeah.
But if you can take that process and reduce it to a week or to a day with the same people, now they can serve 10 times, 100 times more. And so this is where you're hearing companies say, they're increasing their revenue by 50% without hiring any more staff.
Yes.
They're having crazy results. It's because they're focused on reducing the cycle times, these processes, to be faster and shorter, and they're keeping their people so that people can do more. And their people can focus on relationships, so people can focus on what they're great at, what they're passionate about.
The human factor. Yeah, you're not really.
We're done right. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Because every business, I said that the biggest problem is communication. Well, because the core, the heart of every business is people.
Yes.
You don't have a business if you don't have customers that buy from you, people that you serve, that you help. And if you don't have employees or teams that help you in serving those people. It's all people and it's all relationships. Even if you don't feel like there's a human touch point because you sell product or whatever it might be.
I mean, I can interpret it back even to my dad he had a hot dog stand. He had a cart. It was like he's interacting with customers, but also it's like he's got people he buys the hot dogs from and the buns from. And it's like he's dealing with both ends, his own, inventory and what he does, and then the interaction of sales. It's like at every size of business or entrepreneur, there's that method of the checks and balances, the processes and everything in between. It's like people aren't injected into that because we all deal with people.
And that's why I genuinely believe AI is not going to replace people. There's a common saying in the AI field, which is like, AI is not going to replace you. Someone using AI is going to replace you. It's good to motivate people to adopt and to learn this new technology. It's very encouraging.
But you're like a teacher for the next generation, like the kid to like a kindergarten teacher, teaching them like the goods and bads of the world of like and how they should interpret, for themselves.
Yeah.
I go back to my question.
Yeah. Bring us back
to the client mapping and stuff like that. Is that something that you do keep, or is that something that just you privatize and like you can only share with the client or something like that? Also, no, it's a beautiful map. Yeah, like, and you even said in one of your videos, like you brand it to them.
Yeah,
for specialization.
Yeah, so that when we map out your processes and we create your AI roadmap, and we do all these things, we physically print and pieces of paper these beautiful maps, and we have an AI that basically automatically brands to your company. You don't need colors, it's doing tool. But the reason we print all this physical is because I genuinely believe that like you can't fix what you can't see.
Yeah.
And in a world where we're getting more and more digital, nothing feels as right as like putting pen to paper. I know I kind of physicist style. I know I kind of like dissed it earlier that there's companies that still do it, but like working with our hands, being able to touch something, things being tangible.
Yeah.
It's how you know that you got like something real versus so hard to kind of quantify anything that we buy digital because it lives in a digital space and it's not in the physical world. So I find that teams benefit just as much from, we give them the digital copy and we keep it ourselves too. We both have access to it, but we also print out physical maps that they can use and the AI roadmap recommendations. We like this to all be in paper so that the team can share it, highlight it, scribble on it, do whatever they want. But it's a physical reminder of the digital work and processes and world that they're building.
Yes. It's not an invisible thing.
Yeah, we do get it to that. We have our own versions that we keep, and we do share when our client says it's okay. We'll turn them into case studies and share them.
I was like, that's what I always find very interesting because again, it's like I would love to learn. I would love to just even see it because it's a thing of beauty. Like I find it very like it's like a family tree. And it's like you want to see where it goes. And it's like, oh man, you got it. It's all there. It's kind of cool.
We've never done a podcast business model, but we've done many marketing agencies, different styles. We've done many different marketing teams from like within nonprofits, how they do their donor journey, donor management, people who give gifts to them, many different industries. And it's so fascinating. It's just the differences and commonalities.
We get into like what we do here. It's like I interviewed a couple of, I guess, AI companies.
Yeah.
One was specifically oriented towards dentistry. And because his wife was dealing with that kind of the CRM or the customer.
Yeah, CRM, customer management.
Yeah, and so it's like
Zelfar.
Yeah, and because of the nursing staff that's part of the dentistry has to do both.
Yeah.
So he was trying to ease up one side of that and then introduce AI in that fashion. And so I'm like, that's really cool. But he's like, he will slowly like, I saw that he was like, also he's had other ideas too to help implement different strategies to help the dentistry market.
Yeah. I just think, that's so incredible that he's building this technology and he's selling it. I hope he's being really successful.
Yeah. It sounded like, I mean, from my interpretation, it's like it's profitable. He was getting sales. He was getting people, and it was like it was working. As in, it was a lot. And it's like so when we do these episodes, I was like, I'm gonna probably ask you to come back and be a part of a panel of like AI guys. And so it'd be fun. That'd be so incredible to like interpret and just also like build a network of guys who maybe have similar interests or like
Get a bunch of nerds in the room. Huh?
I'd be absolutely. Okay, so the end of my questioning leads towards goals and just kind of like things that they're looking forward to the future. Maybe something that our listeners can help you achieve or something like that. For AI Daddy in particular, it's like, are there any big hopes and dreams, goals for you?
So selfish plug or ask is there's a lot of companies, a lot of people out there who what they want is to integrate AI to replace the people, right? Like they want to save some money, whatever. We specifically look for people who want to empower, protect, build up their teams so that they can freaking keep up with all this crazy new technology and thrive. If you know that type of leader, that type of person who doesn't want to replace their people, but rather wants to build them up, wants to empower them, wants to support them, I would love an introduction. I would love to talk to them because they are our kind of people. And those are the people we want to support.
Absolutely. I appreciate you even just coming here to like explain what AI Daddy does and just who you are from a background standpoint. Just again, there's a lot of things AI can accomplish, but again, at the end of the day, I hope that people look at it as a tool, a successful tool, but so much capable of much more. But I hopefully ultimately want more success for people just really like wanting to do good work, wanting their success to bleed out to their employees and their customers and stuff like that. So you got me. So it's like, I'm going to ask you a couple of things off air, but you got me for sure. So before you go, this is your chance to promote the company, where they can find you online, social media, anything others that I encourage you check his social media out, because I learned a lot. And just like, I don't know if you saw me like your stuff, but I was like, he's like 9 videos. The way that you interpret and the way that it's digestible, approachable, and manageable from a concept of like, I'm not the smartest guy. I was like, oh, I get this. This is cool. I want to learn more from you. So it's like, I can go right ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you. People can find me at aidaddy.com, or they can email me directly at info@aidaddy.com. Awesome. For those of you that already forgot, Lucas Pike. Yeah. CEO of the company. But no matter what, I promise that if you book a call, if we find a time to connect, I just want to help. And so I'm not saying book a sales call. I'm saying book a conversation, book a space for me to just share some of the little bit of wisdom that I gained over the last 4 years, and help out down the line if it makes sense. If there's a way for us to work together, that'd be great.
Yeah. But I just love nerding out on this. I love it. I love you. I love the fact that you love nerding out on it, because that makes me feel so encouraged by not only your business, but the culture of those who are doing what you do, which is helping teach the tool, which is teach the language, teach what we're about to ultimately have to dive into, because it is fundamentally helpful and just really incredible to play with. And it really does, for me, it's like so enjoyable to see different things. And like people are creative. People are just like, they're doing things that I wouldn't possibly imagine as an outcome of like, hey, I asked an AI agent or AI tool to help me in this very specific facet, and it came out with this very cool and interesting idea that I now utilize in my own business. So I always find that interesting. I can't wait to talk to you more. I really do appreciate it. Before we go, you can hear every episode of our podcast at findingarizonapodcast.com, social media wise, Finding Arizona Podcast. And we end every conversation, as always, with the kisses, hugs, and belly rubs to our 4-legged friends. And we will see you next time.